Ladies and gentlemen, Frank Bona, Democratic candidate for President of the United States.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is on the ballot of the state of New Hampshire for the nomination as a Democratic candidate for the office of President of the United States. And my name is spelled B-O-N-A. As my name is not a household word, I must introduce myself to you. When I was in my early 20s, after a few months in law school, I volunteered as an Army Air Force flight cadet. And I served with the U.S. Army Air Force during World War II. After discharge from active service, I returned to law school. Under the GI Bill, the government paid for my legal education. And thereafter served as judge advocate and as a commander of some local chapters of the Disabled American Veterans, of which I am a lifetime member. After admission to the bar, I became involved in the private practice of law, and I was also involved in residential and commercial construction. Presently, I am General Counsel of off-airport construction corporations and of off-airport service-related companies in several states in our country, which businesses were founded by my two sons and myself, and are managed by us with good and responsible staff. That sounds like a Republican, doesn't it? Well, I'm not. I'm a Democrat. All of you know of the problems which face our nation today. All of you and your loved ones have suffered due to the deterioration of our national economy. We must get our country back to work with jobs. I will not get into specifics of the burdensome annual deficit in our national budget or of our international trade imbalance, the latter being devastated by a $41 billion deficit with the Japanese alone. Neither the President nor the Congress has demonstrated any leadership during the present economic crisis. It took the Federal Reserve, composed of individuals not chosen by the people, to reduce the interest rate to last a full 1% to try to stimulate the economy. What has President Bush done except to wait for his January 1992 State of the Union address, which will take place tonight? I don't think I've seen any real action on his part as the leader of this country. His recent trip to Japan and other countries with economic advisors was grandstanding and a mistake. He should have stayed at home and tell the surplus recipient trading countries, particularly Japan, to come to the United States if they want to continue trading. And the trading would have to be on an intelligent and fair basis. And since they did not come, if they did not come, the changes would be done unilaterally without further consultation. The seller usually approaches the customer, particularly if the seller is told that he's playing, as the Japanese have, on an uneven playing field. We need to change the legislators in our Congress, many of whom have been in office much too long and have become stagnated, unimaginative, and indebted to the old boy buddy system. Each term of office for all congressmen, including senators, should be 6 years for a total maximum of 12 years of service in any case. The recent change in leadership in Russia should help our defense and overall budget. While we should continue to be vigilant and keep our powder dry, we should give consideration to a significant reduction of the defense budget. Many have heard these things before, but I want to reiterate why I stand for. My proposal would be a giant 51% of the amount budgeted for 92 in the amount of $300.4 billion for the defense budget. That should be reduced, as I said, by 51%, which would leave $147 billion for defense. Of this 51% reduction, I would suggest that 1% or $300 million be allocated for 10 items, and this is my laundry list, so to speak. $300 million should go to the United Nations for verification of compliance. We don't have much time to talk, but I'll wind up my speech by saying I think we should spend that money on solar energy research, medicine, health problems that need correction and attention in our country, and a number of other things that are of much need for our country to continue as a first-class nation. Thank you, and I'm sorry I didn't have much more time to give you what I really think.
Ladies and gentlemen, Lenore Falani, Democratic candidate for President of the United States.